Tough love and finance, tough love and finance. I came from nothing, taught myself financial literacy. I'm gonna bring you to you knowledge that I gave you seek. I'm gonna teach you some financial mixed with literacy. Tough love and finance, tough love and finance. Make sure you like and go subscribe to my channel so you can stay up on that game and all decisions you handle.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Anna G from Tough Love and Finance. Quick disclaimer, I am not a financial expert and I'm definitely not a teacher. Before we get into my carefully curated beginner's guide to building wealth, I felt it was important to note that these were the steps I took personally to begin my financial independence journey. And I feel these are key components, fundamentals to any financial freedom or wealth building journey. Now, let's get into it. Enjoy. Number 1, setting goals for yourself. It is very important that you identify what it is that you're trying to achieve. When you figure out the why, it's just gonna make this process a lot easier for you. Now, the way I like to start setting my goals would be with a long-term goal. Write this down. And I do recommend that you use an inspirational board, a vision board. Look those up. Be a reminder when you wake up in the morning. It'll keep you motivated and you'll be remembering the whys. Now, the reason I start off with the long-term goal, it'll be 2 to 3 years to reach that goal. And the reason you have a long-term goal and a short-term, the short-term goal gets you to that long-term goal. So it keeps you motivated because instant satisfaction. That's the best way I could put it. Instant satisfaction. We live in an era where instant gratification is a must, and that's getting us into a lot of trouble, but let's use that for good. Instant gratification with a short-term goal. Make this to where it works for you. I don't want to really give too many examples because it might not work for you specifically. So short-term, long-term, write it down. Those are your goals. All right. Now let's go ahead and move on to number 2, mental discipline. Now it's to your journey. You have to stay motivated, stay dedicated, and determined to reach your whys. As long as you stay focused on the end goal, you'll get there. It does not matter if you fall, if you deter just a little bit from your financial goals. Just make sure you keep going. Not stress that enough. No matter how many times you fall, just keep going. It will get better and you will see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you need to keep going. Stay focused on the whys. Now, I know it gets frustrated to know that you're working so hard and you don't have that instant gratification, but no, just remember, you're planting the seeds so you could enjoy the fruit of your labor later on when you need it the most. Matter of fact, you may not need it, but you will enjoy it. Trust me, financial independence is just amazing. All right, number 3, creating a budget. Now, it's not as easy as it sounds because you need to be able to track your money in order to follow through with creating a budget. So before we get into the specifics of creating a budget, it is very important that you know how much you're bringing in after taxes. Now, if you don't pay taxes because you're an entrepreneur and you may pay taxes at the end of the year, make sure you just deduct that from what it is that you're bringing in for your expenses and have your tax money put aside in a savings account, preferably in one that gains high interest. That's just pro tip. All right. So creating a budget and tracking your finances are kind of 2 separate things. They're not all one, but I'm going to put it all on number 3, creating a budget and tracking expenses. I guess that's what I'll label it. But anyway, let's get into it. All right. So when we look at the bigger picture of saving and investing, we all have that extra funds to invest and save. We don't see it that way because we use it as disposable income to go to Starbucks, to go to McDonald's, to go, we keep all these people in business. We have Amazon just going crazy on the stock market because we keep them healthy. So if we keep them healthy, by purchasing power is huge. And we've seen this impact these companies in a way that doesn't benefit us. So if you want to know what I mean by that, I have a video on saving and investing that will be uploaded pretty soon. If you need me to go into further detail on creating a budget and how to save and invest, all I'm giving you right now are just my bullet points and talking points of building wealth, but I will have more detail for you in the next video. So number 4 was saving and investing. And like I said, I have a whole video for you on that because they're two different things. A lot of people fail to realize that saving and investing are completely two different topics. They tend to confuse both, and that becomes an issue. So for further detail, make sure you watch out for that video. Number 5, increase your income. Me, myself, I try to do this yearly. I always try to top what it is that I make the year before. And it's not that hard. The moment you decide to get serious about your path to financial independence, you'll realize that the investments you make today, whether it's with your time or creating passive income for yourself, you'll realize that it is not how we're programmed to be and depend on one stream of income. We're so programmed to work a 9-to-5 and wait for that check, and that's how we get our money. No, that's not how the world works in the world of finance, okay? In the world of trying to create wealth, you need to have several streams of income, side hustles, as we like to call them. Whether you know how to bake and you sell pastries, or you know how to cook and you sell hot plates, or you have your own website online selling your own clothing line, whatever side hustle you have, and if you don't have one, get one. Figure out something you're good at. Monetize videos on YouTube. Become a social media influencer. I know it's easier said than done, but you could also write books and make money off that. If you're into music, try to create, whether you're creating beats and getting royalties or selling verses and making money. There's so many ways to create that additional income that you don't have to rely on one source. And that's very important. Hopefully you guys stick with me and we'll continue to dive into these topics that will further emphasize the 5 steps to creating wealth. And I know that this is more like a generalization of what it is that it takes to create wealth, but I definitely have a lot more to talk about and the things that interest me, which is investing. I love to talk about the stock market and current events, and hopefully we could get into that. I'm also very much into real estate, and that's something we can talk about.
Make sure you like and go subscribe to my channel so you can stay up on that game and all decisions you handle. Tough loving